So I got 3 fragrances in my collection that originally I didn't care nothing for. If you want to know what those 3 fragrances are, then you got to stay tuned. All right, so every now and then we run across a fragrance or 2 in our collection or in our path, whether we're at the store or we're ordering, and we end up not liking it for some strange reason. And 2 of these fragrances I know for sure have been hyped a lot in the past. One of them I'm not so sure about, but I did pick it up because it's from one of my favorite houses. And just a quick story. I know Sam likes when I tell my stories. So when I'm here, I'm always watching videos. Let me go up a little bit. I'm either watching YouTube videos on fragrances, I'm watching something about comics and anime, or I'm watching old school music videos. And this one in particular is Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, and the name of the song is I Miss You from 1973, and this was a live performance that they did. And I did not know that Teddy Pendergrass was in this group until I started watching this video. And the voice never resonated with me until I saw the video. It actually was a documentary I saw on Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. And that's where I found out that Teddy Pendergrass actually started in this group. He didn't start as a solo artist. I never knew that. So that's a fun fact, man. But my friend, she usually comes over on Sunday, and she'll stay from Sunday all the way up until Thursday. And then she'll stay home Friday, Saturday, and then she'll come Sunday night after she gets off of work or whatever. But usually she'll come over and I'm listening to something like this. And she said something one night about, what you watching, some old ass video or some shit, she said like that. I almost put her ass out. Like, don't do that, man. Don't do that. My son, same thing with him some years back. He said something about, what did he say? Young Thug or not Young Thug. It was Rich Homie Quan was better than Tupac. Boy, I almost took you and stuck you back where you came from out of your mama. At the age he was at, I think he was like, what, he is 15 now? He was like 13 back then, or 12 or something like that. Boy, I almost stuck you whole back in your mama. Don't say no mess like that. But anyway, back to these 3 fragrances. So 3 fragrances I have here that I originally did not care anything for, and I tried my hardest to like the second fragrance I'm going to talk about, and finally I ended up liking this fragrance. Why, I don't know. But I'm going to start with this one first. So one of my favorite houses is Burberry. And when I worked on the Emerald Princess Casino cruise ship here, I was I was the manager, I believe, no, I wasn't the manager yet. I was the head cook at the time, or head chef as they called it. And yes, your boy can cook. So this guy, me and my best friend was on the line. We were serving. And this guy came in with his girlfriend or wife or whatever she was. And I think I've told this story before. I could smell him when he walked up. And actually the fragrance he was wearing was, he was wearing Burberry for Men, which is my favorite fragrance actually from this house. And it has a little bit of sentimental value to me. This is not the actual bottle that I had that my ex-wife bought before we got married. That actually got taken by another chick I was dealing with, and I ended up getting a small bottle, and then I ended up running into this one, which is a bigger size bottle, and now I have this in the collection. So, but he walked up and he had this on, and it made me go buy it. And from that day on, I was hooked on Burberry fragrances. Not because everybody was talking about Burberry at the time and they had the Burberry scarf and the shirts and all that, because I never owned any of that stuff. I worked, but I never was into fashion like that. But anyway, I started buying more and more Burberry fragrances. As you can see, I have London here and I have a few other ones up here. I actually ran across Burberry Weekend, which is this fragrance, but this is not the actual bottle that I had. The other bottle I had, it was different. It actually had the Burberry markings on it, but this is a different one. And I picked this up, was it yesterday? No, I picked this up today. I got this today from TJ Maxx. And I wasn't a big fan of this one. I'm still actually not, but I'm actually appreciating it a little more now. When I first got this fragrance, I didn't like it. It smelled too powdery to me, and I don't know if this has been reformulated, hence the different type bottles. But the one I had, it was too powdery to me. I didn't really get the citrus aspect of this fragrance, but I do now. For some reason, I get it, and I'm actually enjoying this more and more. I've had this fragrance so many different times, and I just keep getting rid of it. I didn't care for it. Well, now I'm actually caring for it, and this actually is a very good fragrance for spring and summer, especially when it's hot. This is citrusy. For some reason, I'm not picking up the powder like I used to. I don't know what that was giving off that vibe. Maybe it was iris or something like that that's in this. I don't know. I didn't look up the notes before I did this video, but I don't know what it was. I just did not care for this fragrance at all. But now I am actually starting to like it more and more as I smell it. I sprayed it in the car earlier when I got it, and I was like, it's actually not bad. So whatever happened, I don't know whether it was reformulated and, you know, it toned down or whatever the case may be. I'm actually digging this now. Burberry Weekend. That's what's up. All right. Another one that I cared absolutely nothing for, and it was Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Pour Homme EDT. Now, obviously, this is the big boy bottle. This is the 200 ml. So that tells you right there that I like this fragrance now. Now, I haven't worn it much. I have worn it a little bit, but I did not care for this fragrance at all. And I don't know what it was. Atomizer is not that good, but everybody likes Eau Intense and all this Italian zest and all this other stuff, which nothing wrong with that. But this particular fragrance is the one I'm mentioning right now. I didn't care for this. This gave me the same vibe I was getting from Burberry Weekend. It was too powdery smelling. I didn't really pick up the citrus that well in it. And this is not the particular one that I had. I had the smaller version. I think it was like a 50 or 100 ml. I didn't care for it. I tried to wear it. It gave me a headache. I can't stand it. Now I like it a lot. I found this 200 ml in a TJ Maxx in Florida, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give it another try. I got this big 200 ml bottle for a decent price, and I sprayed it one day and I smelled it and I was like, that smells pretty good. Once again, I don't know, reformulation may have happened which made it tone down some, but whatever the case may be, I like this fragrance now. You do. Out of the atomizer, I'm picking up like a slight peppery type note. I'm not sure if that's something that's in it, but I do pick that up. It's zesty, it's fresh, it's bright. I actually like this a lot now, and I'm kind of glad I have this one. I have smelled the Eau Intense, I think before the COVID thing started, and it's a good fragrance. I like it. I also wanted to get my hands on Swimming in Lipari and a couple of the other ones that I know Ben from Centaur Fragrance talks about. I actually had them in my basket and I backed out and I got some other stuff. So I am actually going to still try to see if I can get my hands on those fragrances, but This actually is very nice now. I like this. They say the women's version of this is better. I haven't smelled the women's version, but I'm okay with this. And the last fragrance that I want to talk about is a more recent one. And it's from the house of Burberry. And like I said, it's my favorite house, one of my favorite houses besides Versace. But when this first came out, people were ranting and raving about it. I got it. I actually had a smaller bottle of it. And well, I actually smelled it in store and I didn't care for it. It wasn't a wow fragrance. It didn't make me goo goo gaga for it. And I passed on it. I kept passing. Well, I actually ran across this one in TJ Maxx. And this is the 100 ml bottle. And it was around Christmas time. So I went ahead and got it because it was a decent price. It was on the clearance rack. Mr. Burberry, the original. Now, I do have the EDP also. And I have Indigo, which is actually my favorite, period. Indigo is. But I'm learning to love this one a little bit more now. It is a very nice fragrance. The EDP is much better. It's nice. I like it. Now, I haven't worn it much, as you can see. And I know Trey always says in his videos, and it's probably not a shot at me in per se, but I know other people he may be talking to, but me personally, I didn't take offense to it. A lot of the times you see me hold up some of these bottles and they look barely used. It's because I don't wear the same fragrances over and over and over. That's just me. I don't have a signature scent. I don't have a per se a go-to fragrance besides Club de Nuit. Excuse me. Besides Club de Nuit Intense Man. But other than that, I don't wear the same fragrances over and over and over. I don't have a bunch of dumb reach scents like most people do. I have some, but not a lot. A lot of the stuff you see in my collection when I do videos, there are fragrances I keep around because I like them or I do wear them. I don't keep a lot of stuff around that I don't care for. I'll get rid of easily. I'll trade in a heartbeat. But yeah, I ended up liking this fragrance, Mr. Burberry. It's nice. It's not a wow fragrance, but it is decent. I like it enough to keep it around. And like I said, I do have a smaller bottle of the EDP, and I have another big size one of these of Indigo. So those are the three fragrances that I didn't care for that I do like now. So here is to smelling great. Peace.